So this generation, the one that we're living in right now, you and me, we're the ones that are going to have to figure it all out. Uh, we're going to have to figure out how to contain and mitigate climate change because it's happening. Regardless of how you think it's happening, it is happening. We're going to have to deal with these issues. Florida will be underwater unless we do something now. We can't stop the sea level from rising, but we can put in the flood mitigation projects to fix it. Um, we can stem the tide if you do believe that it's man-made. Even if it isn't man-made, though, doesn't it make sense to curb pollution, to not burn fossil fuels? Isn't fossil fuels the reason for all the wars of the 20th century, the late 20th century? Um, so yeah, we're gonna have to figure out a way to produce energy in a different way. This generation, we don't have time to wait. We have to do it. We have to tackle the other issues, such as world overpopulation. We have to figure that out. We have to figure out how we're going to have clean water and usable land and food for everybody, or we will fight wars over those things. Scarcity of resources. We could do that. We have to do that. Or if we don't, we'll be the goat. We'll be the generation that blew it. We'll be the generation that had every opportunity to fix everything and didn't. And we'll be the ones that'll be known as pissing away the next generation's fortune. And maybe even the ones that caused the end of our civilization. We have to be the most obtuse generation that's ever walked this planet. Life is better now than it's ever been in the history of the Earth for the vast majority of the people. Um, but there's a consensus out there, and it's worldwide, that we live in some sort of malaise. I don't know where you get this from. The news media maybe makes money off of it, so they convince you that things are bad, but things aren't bad. We're just now recovering from one of the worst blunders ever in the history of economics. We knew full well, and we were being warned the entire time, that you can't build an economy on a housing bubble, and you can't uh, deregulate financial institutions without major problems. And we've come back. We solved that problem. Um, and is it permanently solved? No, there's still plenty of ways for things to go, but it's a hell of a lot better than it was in 2008. Um, what else did we messed up? Uh, we live in technology, a land of technology, a world of technology that makes life easy everywhere. And we have absolutely no concept of what it was like to live 50 or 100 years ago when you didn't have something automatic all the time. We don't know what it's like to struggle every day and work hours a day just to ensure that we have food and shelter. We now just take it as a given. And if you don't realize how novel of a concept this is, oh, excuse me, that then you're missing out on the truth. We live in a great time, and people have never been freer. And yeah, like you can talk about government surveillance, or you can talk about whatever. The truth is that we're more accepting, and it's universal. This is what we do now. We believe that everybody has an equal voice, at least. So I only put it in these stark terms to tell you about the opportunities that we do have as this generation in this society. We can fix what's wrong. Uh, when we are in no way doomed, but we must make a commitment to each other now and focus on what's really important. We need to ensure that we have an economy that grows responsibly, and if that means slowly, so be it. But we do it without sacrificing the future. That means environmentally, that means financially. We need to stop borrowing against ourselves constantly. Um, we need a government that's effective, and that has to happen on every level. It's not just a federal government issue or a state or a local government issue. It's not, it could even be a world government issue. We just need government that works. And we live in a democracy where we have the ability to change it and to make it work. And we will. We can. We should. We have all the tools. We need to. Um, and we need a society, and we're working on this, but it needs to be worldwide too, where everyone is equal, everyone is free, and everybody has the opportunity to and the desire to improve themselves, to improve their own lot, to, you know, you can be in bad situation and live off the government, but as long as you do it and you do it in a constructive manner and you figure out a way to to just make yourself better, then society will be better. And we all need to just reflect on that and do that. Live every day trying to improve. And we can do it, but we have to do it. So I ask the world, do you want to save the world? Or do you want to be known as those people who save the world? Do you want to be a superhero? The ones who figured it all out, the ones who found peace, the ones who found Earth's balance, where we can have a society and humanity and not interfere horribly with nature. Do you want to be those people, or do you want to be the generation that's blamed for pissing it all away? The ones who didn't get it done, the ones who squandered the next generation and their promise. Uh, the ones who are responsible for the end of humanity on Earth, and those are really the stakes. Do you want to be known as those people, or do you want to be known as the superhero generation? And it starts with you. You, you can go out and make a difference. Do it in your own life, and then talk about it with your friends, with your family, with whoever. Improve yourself and improve the people around you. Make peace with people. Collaborate. If you do that, and we just get an attitude change, and everybody follows your lead, my lead, the lead, we get all 7 billion people on board. And what I'm talking about is genuinely, we all have the same goals, the same aspirations. We all want the same things. It's just a matter of communicating that across cultures, across, even in this country, across the political divide, across the city-rural divide, across the racial divide. If we do those things, the utopian dream can come true. So, there you go. A little bit of optimism for in a pessimistic world. A little bit of, things are okay and can get better in a world who says that all is lost and we should give up. That's all it takes. Just a slight attitude change. We got it pretty good, people. Let's make sure that everybody else can have it good, and the generation after that, and the generation after that, and the generation after that. Because when we cooperate, we get things done. All right. That's all I got.